you will inevitably fall in one of two categories. The first is you have experienced trauma in your life. The second is you want to become resilient for when trauma occurs. Either way, you're in the right place. Greetings all and welcome to the Pivot Point. I'm Tyron Harding. In order to help those who have experienced trauma, as well as to make the others trauma resilient, we need to first understand what trauma really is. The problem with the current approach of defining trauma is that it's a very academic approach. It's for the researchers and psychologists who have studied it, and it is incredibly important that they have these different facets that they break trauma down into. But for the rest of us, it becomes confusing and it's not inclusive of all our experiences. For instance, you get something called complicated grief. This is extreme grieving over the loss of a person close to you. Now, by its definition itself, that would exclude people who are grieving heavily over lost pets. Now, I know people who would grieve far more over their pets than most of their family. I've come up with a functional and inclusive definition for trauma, and it is this. Trauma is a normal response to a stressful event or series of events that leaves a lasting effect on one's mind and mental health. The key part of that was a normal human response, because trauma is normal. A World Health Organization survey found that 70% of the people they interviewed had experienced at least one traumatic event throughout their lives. That was before the pandemic hit, before all the anxiety, the ruined economies, the isolation, the lost loved ones, and all the stresses that come with this. I honestly think that now is the time that we need to share this information. We need to help people that have got some form of trauma to help recover, move to post-traumatic growth, and to help the people that do not yet have trauma to become trauma resilient. Trauma can be broken up into three main sections. The first is acute trauma. This is single event traumas that occur. Things like sexual assaults, car accidents, violent attacks like my case. These are the obvious ones that we know of, the things that we think about when we think trauma. But there's more. The second section is chronic trauma. This is either multiple events or one event spread over a long period of time. This can include things like bullying, domestic violence, isolation, neglect, illness. These things are chronic traumas. The third section is complex traumas. These are multiple events of varying intensity. Here you find things like people who are in war zones. Both the soldiers and civilians end up having complex traumas. The same goes for refugee trauma. Trauma is normal, and with the world in the state that it is becoming increasingly frequent. We owe it to ourselves to use all the tools at our disposal in order to improve our lives so that we can have the best possible outcomes. I hope you'll follow me as we continue to delve into how to repair our traumas and how to become trauma resilient in the future. Thanks, I'll see you in the next one.